we've been talking about change all day today, but to be honest, if we really did a good self-evaluation, I'm not so sure if we actually believe it, like fully. When we say that change is a good thing, we go, yeah, sometimes, but I'm not really sold out to it. And I know this, because when I was in high school, towards the end of the year, close to maybe a week or two left in school, we got yearbooks. Right? Maybe you get yearbooks too, and it's a big part of high school. It's a big part of the end of the year. You get this big, leather-bound, thick book that costs you like $75, and it's supposed to capture everything that happened over the course of that year, and it's supposed to cement your memories forever. And everything that makes it into that yearbook is it's frozen in time. Now, you know this. There are a couple of unspoken rules, yearbook etiquette, I guess, when it comes to getting a yearbook. And the first is this, and this is way before the yearbook is actually published, but you know that if a club is taking a picture for the yearbook, and you're not in that club, if it's during class hours, you can actually say, oh yeah, I'm in that club, and get out of class to go take the picture, right? Anyone done that before? Yeah. And you don't even have to be in the club. And you say, they'll come over the intercom and they'll say, attention students, we need the members of the science club to head to the cafeteria. And you go, hey, that's me. I got to go. I'm in the science club. And they're like, you're in the science club. And you're, yep, I'm in the science club. Or, attention, teachers and students, we need the Spanish club to make their way to the cafeteria. And you go, oh, yeah, yes, that's me. That's me. And your teacher goes, you're in the Spanish club. And you say, see? And you get out of class. Now, the second unspoken rule when it comes to yearbook is actually when you get the yearbook in May. You get this book, you put it in your backpack, you go to the cafeteria, you sit down, you pull it out and put it on the table, and you grab a pen, and you push the yearbook across the table to someone sitting on the other side. A lifelong friend, a significant other, a crush, a failed attempt. And you say, would you please sign my yearbook? They pull it over, they open it up, flip to the very back, and they write something. And you're just hoping that they will write something that you can cherish forever. That they are writing, well, they're not just writing a note, they are professing their undying love to you. And they've waited all year to write it in squiggly ink, and they close the pen and slide the book back across the table. And you don't want to read it now. No, that's poor form. So you take the book, you open up your backpack, you put it in, you put the backpack on, and you leave. Later that night, you go home, pull it out, and you search. She wrote it in blue. You know it's in blue. And you find it. And this person, who you thought knew you, who you thought you could count on, who you thought cared about you, wrote, "Stay sweet, don't ever change." And you think to yourself, I'm an adolescent. I'm just changing whether I like it or not. That's all I'm doing is changing. And that is the thing about change. Change happens whether you like it or not. And as much as we try to hold on to the way things are, it just slips out of our hands. It's like holding water. Things change. I've got a 5-year-old little girl named Alice, and she really is just one of the sweetest people I've ever met, and one of the funnest people I've ever met. And we've got this tradition. When I put Alice to bed, we have a number of songs, a playlist, I guess you could say, of songs that I sing to her, and sometimes she sings a little bit too. And it just is a nightly ritual. I'll sing 2 or 3 from our growing set list. And I won't tell you what all of them are because, well, honestly, those are hers and mine. But there's this song that I sing to her, and this is a safe place, right? So I can share this, I guess. So there was this Taylor Swift song that came out around the time that she was born, and no, not "We Are Never Getting Back Together." That's a weird song to sing to a child as you're laying her down to sleep at night. Not very comforting. But this song came out, I think actually came out when my wife was pregnant with Alice. And so, when I'm putting her to bed, and I'll pull the covers up over, and I'll sit down next to her on the bed, and I'll rub her back, and I'll sit on the corner of the bed, and the lights are dim, and we'll just rub her back, and we'll sing, "Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up. Don't you ever grow up. Just stay this little. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up. Don't you ever grow up. It can stay this simple. No one's ever hurt you. No one's ever left you scarred. So even though you want to, just try to never grow up." And I'll turn the light off, and ever so quietly I'll close the door. And it's on the other side of the door that I sit there and I realize Taylor Swift is a liar. Like, Kanye's right. Now, I do believe that Band-Aids don't fix bullet holes. I mean, that checks out. But believe me, guys, every time that I tuck that little girl into bed, well, I know I have one less time to sing that song. And every time I close that door at night, I recognize that I'm one day closer to, sending her to kindergarten this fall and teaching her to drive a stick shift, which you need to learn to do. And I'm one less night from sending her to prom. And I'm one less night from carrying a bunch of boxes up to a dorm room, and I'm one less night from standing at the back of a church that hopefully we rented for a reasonable price. And there's no woman more beautiful than her mama, but that day she'll come close. And I'll stand at the back of the aisle, and I go, "Little one," that's what I call her. "Little one, are you ready?" And I'll be a mess. But I tell you what, I can't wait for that day. You guys, change is good because change is where the fun stuff is. You think your walk with Jesus is good now? Imagine what it would happen, what it would be like if you allowed him to change you. Every once in a while, we'll have a conversation with a friend, and we'll say to them, "What? You broke up?" "Yeah, I guess." What? Oh, come on, man. She was great for you. "No." But I'm serious. Like, you can do no better than her. Like, that's your ceiling. You peaked. That's it. Why was she not? Why did it not work out? And he'll say things like, "She was trying to change me." And you say, "Right. Because you're an idiot. Look, Look, that's the point of relationships. They're supposed to change you. Husbands, wives, you know this. The person that you married however many years ago is not that same person today. And that's a good thing. The longer you hang around people, the more they change you. And the same goes for Jesus. The longer you spend time with him, the more you become like him. And let me tell you this. He's not asking you to change overnight. Mm-mm. He's simply asking you to follow him today. And when we do that, change is inevitable. Notice this in Ephesians 5, verse 1. We just heard it a little bit ago. It says this. It says, therefore, as dearly loved children. Let's pause right there for a second. Let's recognize this. From the beginning, from the drop, God loves us. He loves us just as we are. Before we change, before we become more like him, God already loves us. He's not asking us to clean up our act first. He's not asking us to put on a new shirt. He's just simply saying, you're my child and I love you. Therefore, as dearly loved children. But then he says this, follow God's example and walk in love. Hear that? That's a journey word. That's a process. That is God saying, hey, come on. Where are we going? Just come on. Okay. And when we do that, and we take his hand, he changes us for the better. Trust me, guys. Change is good. But it takes time, and it takes following Jesus closely.